Hey everyone, Kavemi here with another Reddit story. Today's is pure, satisfying revenge, the kind that feels cinematic. It's about a woman whose beautiful, manipulative sister ruined every relationship she ever had. But when her sister targeted her new boyfriend, she unleashed a plan to finally expose her by introducing her to her ex-husband's divorce lawyer, who was more than happy to help. Settle in, enjoy the Minecraft in the background, and let's get into it. The title is My Sister Slept with Every Man I Dated, so I introduced her to my new boyfriend, who was actually her ex's divorce lawyer. I'm Chloe, and I need you to understand something right now. I'm not the villain in this story. I spent 28 years being the good sister, the responsible one, the one who cleaned up messes and kept quiet about things that would make your skin crawl. But 3 months ago, I looked at myself in the bathroom mirror at my mother's birthday party and realised I was finished. I was finished watching my sister, Olivia, destroy everything I attempted to build. The party was still ongoing downstairs. I could hear her laugh, that specific, calculated laugh she uses when she's flirting. High-pitched, breathy, with a little catch at the end that makes men believe they're the funniest person alive. I knew that laugh intimately because I'd heard it directed at 7 different men I'd brought home over the past decade. 7. I splashed ice-cold water on my face and stared at my reflection. My makeup was streaking because I had just caught Olivia in the garage with Leo. Leo, whom I'd been dating for 6 months. Leo, who told me 3 weeks ago that he was falling in love with me. Leo, who was currently pressed against my sister between my father's tool chest and his classic motorcycle. That's when the decision crystallised. I went back downstairs, smiled gracefully through the rest of the party, and started making calls the following morning. But let me provide context. You need to understand the history. Olivia is 2 years my junior. Growing up, everyone constantly said she was the pretty one. And she was. Blonde hair that genuinely looked natural. Green eyes, this immaculate little figure she maintained effortlessly. Meanwhile, I inherited Dad's darker features and Mom's tendency to stress eat. But here's the thing nobody tells you about having a beautiful sister. It's not the constant comparisons that break you. It's watching her use that beauty like a weapon, and everyone passively enabling her. The first incident occurred when I was 19. His name was Adam, and he was my first real boyfriend. We'd been together for almost a year. I thought we were heading toward a serious future. I was actually planning to tell him I loved him. Then I came home early from my shift at the campus bookstore and found them in my dorm room. In my bed. Olivia wept, claimed she was intoxicated, claimed Adam had initiated it, claimed she didn't know what she was doing. Adam said nothing, just grabbed his clothes and quickly left. My parents forced me to forgive her. She's your sister, my mother insisted. Family is forever. Boys come and go. I was 21 when it happened with Ben, 23 with Jack, 24 with Sam. After Sam, I stopped telling Olivia when I was dating someone. I tried desperately to keep that part of my life completely separate. It didn't matter. She always found out. She always made her move. And here is the agonising truth. Every single one of them fell for it. Grown men who professed to care about me, who talked about a future with me, would discard it all for one illicit night with my baby sister. By the time I was 26, I had stopped dating entirely. I channeled all my energy into my career. I work in digital marketing for a tech company. Good salary, demanding hours, the perfect excuse to avoid family gatherings where I'd have to witness Olivia bask in everyone's adoration. Then she got married. His name was Tom, and honestly I felt sorry for him from the beginning. He was a genuinely sweet guy, quiet, a bit nerdy, worked in data analysis. He absolutely worshipped Olivia. You could see it in the desperate way he looked at her, as if he couldn't believe someone like her had chosen someone like him. I wanted to warn him. I truly did. But what was I supposed to say? Hey Tom, my sister is definitely going to cheat on you eventually, because that's her toxic habit. They lasted 3 years. The divorce was brutal. Tom had earned a significant promotion 2 years into their marriage, started making excellent money, bought them a house in a desirable area. Then Olivia grew bored. She started sleeping with his vice president, his VP, who was married with 2 children. When Tom discovered the betrayal, he was destroyed. completely devastated. I saw him at a coffee shop about a month after Olivia moved out, and he looked like he'd aged a decade. The divorce proceedings were vicious. Olivia demanded half of everything, including the house Tom had put the initial down payment on before they were married. She wanted alimony. She wanted his retirement fund. Tom hired a lawyer, a really good one, apparently. I didn't know much about it because Olivia stopped talking to me during that period. She was furious that I wouldn't automatically side with her, that I wouldn't tell Tom he was being unreasonable. 6 months ago, the divorce was finalised. Tom kept the house. Olivia received some money, but nowhere near the vast settlement she demanded. She moved back in with our parents. That's when she immediately resumed her old habits. I had met Leo at a work seminar. He was charming, successful, funny, a business consultant who travelled frequently, which actually suited me because I valued my independence. We had been taking things slowly, which felt healthy and mature. I didn't introduce him to my family for the first 4 months. But then my mother guilted me into bringing him to her birthday party. "Chloe, sweetie, you're always alone at these things. We want to meet him. We want to see you happy." I should have known better. Leo and I arrived together. Olivia was already there, looking flawless as always in a tight spandex dress that probably cost more than my monthly rent. I watched her eyes immediately brighten when she saw Leo. Watch that predatory smile spread across her face. I stayed glued to his side for the first hour, but then Dad needed help with the barbecue, and Mum wanted me to check on something in the pantry, and somewhere in that chaos I lost track of Leo. I found them in the garage 20 minutes later. Olivia was pressed up against him, her hand on his chest. Leo was leaning back but wasn't pulling away, wasn't stopping her. And that's when I heard it. That distinctive laugh. I didn't say a word. I just stood there in the doorway watching until Olivia finally noticed me. "Chloe! Oh my God, this isn't what it looks like." "Really?" I said. My voice was calm, utterly detached. "Because it looks exactly like you're trying to seduce my boyfriend at our mother's birthday party." Leo started stammering. "Chloe, listen. Get out. Chloe, come on. Get out." He left immediately. Olivia attempted to follow me back into the house, but I locked myself in the upstairs bathroom. That's where I was when I made the decision. When I realised I was done being the victim in this endless story. Done being the sad sister, whom everyone pitied, but absolutely no one protected. I started with a Google search. Tom Morrison's divorce lawyer. It took me about 15 minutes to find him. His name was Simon Vance and his firm specialised in high net worth family law. I scrolled through his professional photos. Mid-30s, dark hair. Attractive, conventionally good looking, but in that polished, hyper-professional way. Perfect. I called his office the following Monday morning, told the receptionist I needed to schedule a consultation about a complex family legal matter. They had an opening that afternoon. Simon Vance's office was in one of those downtown skyscrapers made of glass and steel, the kind of place that screams expensive and powerful. His receptionist led me back to a conference room with a breathtaking view of the city skyline. He walked in 5 minutes later. In person, he was taller than his photo suggested. Excellent suit, confident handshake. All business. "Miss Chen, thank you for coming in. How can I assist you today?" I sat down directly across from him. "This is going to sound incredibly strange, but I need your help with something that isn't exactly legal advice. You handled my sister's divorce. Olivia Chen. Her married name was Morrison." His professional expression subtly shifted, the mask sliding into place. "I can't discuss the details of a client's case, even with family members. I'm not asking you to. I want to hire you for something completely different." "I'm listening." I laid out the entire history for him. All of it. The years of betrayal, the toxic pattern of behaviour, the way she ruined relationship after relationship. I told him about Leo, about the garage, about the precise moment I decided I was finished being the victim. "So what exactly are you proposing?" he asked when I finished. "I want you to pretend to be my boyfriend. I want to introduce you to my family, specifically to Olivia, and I want to watch what she does." He leaned back in his chair, studying me intently. "That's an interesting proposition. I'll pay you whatever your hourly rate is." "It's not about the money, Miss Chen. It's about ethics, using my professional position to participate in what amounts to entrapment." "It's not entrapment. I'm not trying to get her arrested. I just want her to show everyone who she really is. And I paused, choosing my words carefully. I think you might have your own reasons for wanting to help with that. His jaw tightened almost imperceptibly. What makes you say that? Because I saw what she put Tom through, and I'm guessing you saw it too. The manipulation, the lies, the way she tried to destroy a decent man just because she could. Simon was silent for a long moment. Then he said, "What's your timeline?" We met 3 more times over the next 2 weeks to meticulously plan everything out. Simon was painstaking. He wanted to know everything about my family dynamic, about Olivia's exact patterns, about what I hoped to accomplish. The goal, I told him, is just to expose her, to make my parents and the rest of the family finally see her truth. Once they see her try to seduce my boyfriend, your former client's lawyer, at a family event, once they can't deny it anymore, maybe they'll finally stop making excuses for her. And you're absolutely sure you want to do this? He asked. Because once we start, there's no turning back. Your relationship with your sister is going to be permanently damaged. It's already permanently damaged, I said. I'm just tired of being the only one who admits it. We started dating publicly 2 weeks later. I posted photos of us on social media. Nothing overtly intimate, just casual photos, coffee dates, dinners, a concert, the kind of things normal couples do. My mother called me within 24 hours. "Chloe, you're seeing someone new. He's handsome. Why didn't you tell me?" "It's still pretty new, Mum. I didn't want to jinx it." "Well, you simply must bring him to Sunday dinner this week. I insist." Perfect. Simon picked me up at 6 on Sunday. He dressed down slightly. Nice jeans, a button-down shirt, a leather jacket. He looked good, approachable, exactly the kind of guy Olivia would see as a challenge. "You ready for this?" he asked as we pulled up to my parents' house. "Not really, but let's do it anyway." My mother answered the door and immediately pulled Simon into a massive hug. "You must be Simon. Chloe's told us so much about you." I had told her almost nothing, but that was Mom's way. She ushered us inside, where Dad was setting up the buffet for dinner, and Olivia was curled up on the couch with a glass of wine. She looked up when we walked in, and I watched it happen in real time. That spark of interest, that calculating look. She set down her wineglass and smoothly stood up, adjusting her dress. "You must be the new boyfriend," she said, walking over with her hand extended. "I'm Olivia, the baby sister." Simon shook her hand, his smile polite but not overtly warm. "Nice to meet you. Chloe's mentioned you." "Has she?" Olivia's eyes flickered to me, then back to Simon. "I hope she said only good things." "You're very close," Simon said smoothly. I almost laughed at that, but I kept my face neutral, looping my arm through Simon's. Dinner was exactly as excruciating as I anticipated. Olivia positioned herself across from Simon, leaning forward whenever she spoke, laughing excessively at everything he said. She kept touching her hair, her neck, performing all the little rituals she does when she's hunting. My parents didn't notice, or if they did, they didn't say anything. Simon played his part impeccably. He was attentive to me, but not overly demonstrative. Friendly to Olivia without being flirtatious. He answered her questions about his career without divulging too much information about his law firm. After dinner, Mum insisted we stay for dessert. Olivia volunteered to help in the kitchen, which meant I was temporarily alone with Simon in the dining room. "She's already planning her approach," he said quietly. "I know. Did you see the way she looked at you? Hard to miss." He glanced toward the kitchen. "Your parents genuinely don't see it, do they?" "They have never wanted to see it." When Olivia returned with the pie, she ensured she sat next to Simon this time. Her leg kept brushing against his under the table. She had refreshed her lipstick and let her hair down. I excused myself to use the bathroom, leaving them alone. When I returned 5 minutes later, Olivia was showing Simon something on her phone, leaned in so close that their shoulders were touching. We left around 9. Simon walked me to his car with his arm wrapped around my waist. My parents watched from the doorway, beaming. "That went well," Mum called out. "You two are so cute together." In the car, Simon let out a long breath. "Your sister is persistent." "That's one word for it. She asked for my number, said she wanted to add me to the family group chat." "Of course she did." Over the next 3 weeks, Olivia texted Simon constantly. Memes, funny videos, questions about restaurants or films, always with some flimsy excuse for why she needed to contact him specifically. instead of just asking me. Simon screenshotted every conversation and sent them directly to me. We met at his office twice a week to review the evidence and plan our next move. "She's building up to something," Simon said during one of our meetings. "This is how she operates. She creates a sense of familiarity, makes the guy feel like they have this special, secret connection with her." "How do you know that?" I asked. He was quiet for a moment. Then he pulled out a folder from his desk drawer. During Tom's divorce, part of my investigation involved documenting Olivia's pattern of infidelity. I interviewed several of the men she'd been involved with. They all described the same approach: the texts, the casual friendship, the gradual escalation. He opened the folder. Inside were printed transcripts, photos, and documentation. Evidence of affairs with at least 5 different men during her 3-year marriage to Tom. "Jesus," I whispered. "Does Tom know about all of this?" "He knows about the ones that were relevant to the divorce proceedings. The rest," Simon shook his head, "the court didn't need to see everything, just enough to prove infidelity and deny her claim to his assets." I stared at the papers. "Why are you really helping me with this, Simon?" He looked at me directly. "Because I watched your sister almost destroy a good man. Tom Morrison came into my office 2 years ago, and he was suicidal. I'm not exaggerating. He'd been systematically broken down by someone who was supposed to love him. And when I helped him fight back, your sister attempted to destroy my reputation. Filed a complaint with the Bar Association, claiming I'd manufactured evidence. It was all nonsense, but it took months of my life to clear my name. I had no idea." "Why would you? But that's who your sister is, Chloe. She destroys people and then she plays the victim when they try to defend themselves. So yes, I have my own personal reasons for wanting to help you expose her. Call it petty if you want, but I'm human." I looked at the folder again, then back at him. "So what's our end game here? What's the final move?" He smiled. "I was hoping you'd ask that." The plan came together over the next few days. My parents' 25th wedding anniversary was coming up in 3 weeks. Big party. Lots of family and friends. The perfect stage for Olivia to make her move, and for us to spring our trap. But first, we needed to accelerate things, make Olivia feel like she was rapidly running out of time. I started posting more couple photos on social media, me and Simon at the beach, cooking dinner together. One particularly cozy shot of us on his couch with the caption, "Perfect Sunday." My mother called me immediately. "Chloe, you two look so serious. Is this getting serious?" "Maybe, Mum. We'll see." I knew that would instantly get back to Olivia. Sure enough, 2 hours later, Simon got a text from her. "Wow, you guys are moving fast. Happy for you both." "She's panicking," Simon said when he showed me. "She's losing control of the narrative." The next text came the following day. "Hey, I'm going to be downtown for a meeting on Thursday. Want to grab coffee?" Simon sent back, "Sure, I have a break around 2. He didn't tell me about the coffee meeting until afterward. When he showed up at my apartment that evening, his expression was grim. "What happened?" I asked. "She made her play, full court press." He sat down on my couch, running his hand through his hair. Started with the usual small talk, then pivoted to how she thinks I'm too good for you, how you've always been the unstable sister, the jealous one, how she's worried I don't really know what I'm getting into. She said that. And then she put her hand on my leg and told me that if I ever wanted to talk to someone who really understands what it's like to be in your family, she's always available. "Did you?" I smiled, told her I appreciated her concern and said I needed to get back to the office. "But Chloe, she's going to make a real move soon, probably at your parents' anniversary party." "Good," I said. "That's exactly what we want." The 3 weeks until the party felt endless. Olivia intensified her texting frequency. She sent Simon selfies. She invited him to join her at a Pilates class. She even accidentally sent him a photo that was clearly meant to be provocative, then followed up with, "OMG, sorry, that was meant for someone else." How embarrassing. Simon documented everything. The night before the party, we met one final time at his office. "Last chance to back out," he said. I shook my head. "I'm not backing out, but I need to know something. What happens after tomorrow? After we expose her? What's your part in all this?" He leaned back in his chair. "What do you mean?" "I mean, you've been pretending to be my boyfriend for almost 2 months now. We've spent a lot of time together, and I need to know if you're just doing this for revenge against Olivia, or if... I trailed off, suddenly unable to finish the sentence. Simon looked at me for a long moment. Then he said, "Honestly, it started as revenge. When you first walked into my office, I saw an opportunity to expose someone who caused a lot of damage, both to my client and to me professionally. But somewhere along the way, this stopped being entirely fake for me. My heart did something complicated in my chest. Simon, I know this whole situation is messed up. I know the foundation of this, whatever this is built on deception and revenge. But Chloe, you're smart and funny, and stronger than you give yourself credit for. And spending time with you, even in this bizarre context, has been the highlight of my year." I didn't know what to say to that. "We don't have to figure it out tonight," he continued. "Let's get through tomorrow. Let's expose your sister, and then when all this is over, maybe we can start fresh. Go on a real first date. No ulterior motives, no plans, just us." "I'd like that," I said quietly. He started the car. "How about next Friday? I'll pick you up at 7. You're a Yendra. We'll go somewhere nice, and the only agenda will be getting to know each other better." Perfect. The anniversary party was at a rented event space overlooking the bay. My parents had gone all out. 200 guests, a live band, an open bar. Simon picked me up at 6 Kamai. I'd bought a new dress for the occasion. Emerald green, fitted, the kind of thing I never usually wore, but that made me feel powerful. "You look incredible," Simon said when I opened the door. "Thanks. Ready to put on one hell of a show." He smiled. "Been ready." We arrived fashionably late. The party was already in full swing. I spotted Olivia immediately. She was wearing white, which seemed like an interesting choice for our parents' anniversary party. Tight, low cut, impossible to ignore. She saw us walk in, and her face lit up. She made a beeline across the room. "Chloe, Simon, you made it!" She hugged me first, a quick peck, then turned to Simon with a longer, tighter hug. "You look so handsome tonight." "Thanks, Olivia. You look nice too." We were at the room for a while, talking to relatives, congratulating my parents. Olivia kept appearing nearby, always in Simon's eyeline, always making sure he noticed her. Around 8 to go, the band took a break and people started mingling more freely. That's when Olivia made her move. She approached Simon while I was talking to my aunt on the other side of the room. I watched out of the corner of my eye as she touched his arm, leaned in close to whisper something. Simon nodded, smiled and followed her out onto the balcony. I counted to 30, then followed. The balcony was dimly lit, overlooking the water. Olivia had positioned herself against the railing, Simon standing a few feet away. I stayed in the doorway, concealed by the shadows where they couldn't see me. "I've been wanting to talk to you alone all night," Olivia was saying. "There's something I need to tell you." "What's that?" Simon asked. "I don't think Chloe's being honest with you about us, about our family, about everything." "How so?" "She's always been jealous of me ever since we were kids. She sees me as competition, and she's probably told you all kinds of things to make you feel sorry for her." "Actually, she hasn't told me much about your relationship at all." Olivia moved closer. "That's because she knows if you really understood our family dynamic, you'd see through her act. Chloe isn't the victim she pretends to be." "Then what is she?" "Manipulative, unstable. I've watched her drive away every good thing in her life because she can't handle not being the centre of attention." She put her hand on his chest. "A guy like you deserves better than that." "Better like who?" Simon asked. His voice was calm, neutral, like someone who knows what she wants. "Someone who isn't playing games." Her hand slid up to his shoulder. "Someone like me." That's when I stepped out of the shadows. "I thought you might say something like that." Olivia jumped back, her face flushing crimson. "Chloe, this isn't..." "Isn't what? Isn't you trying to seduce my boyfriend at our parents' anniversary party? Because that's exactly what it looks like from here." "You don't understand." "No, Olivia, for once I understand perfectly." I looked at Simon. "Tell her." Simon reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out his phone. "Olivia, do you recognise me? Really look at me." She stared at him, confusion crossing her face. "James Whitmore. Whitmore and Associates. I represented your ex-husband in your divorce." I watched the colour drain completely from her face. "That's impossible. You and Chloe, you've been dating." "We've been setting you up," I said. "For 2 months. Every text, Every conversation, every time you tried to flirt with him. We documented all of it. You can't do this. This is entrapment or something. It's not entrapment, Simon said calmly. Entrapment requires law enforcement. I'm just a private citizen who agreed to help someone expose a pattern of destructive behaviour. Chloe, please. Olivia turned to me, tears starting to form. I'm your sister. You can't do this to me. The way you did it to me, with Adam, Ben, Jack, Sam, Leo. I pulled out my own phone. I have screenshots of every text you sent Simon, every time you tried to undermine me, every play you made, and we're going to show them to Mum and Dad, to everyone tonight. They won't believe you. They will when they see the evidence, but more importantly, Tom's going to see it, because Simon kept copies of everything from your divorce, Olivia. All the affairs, all the lies, everything that didn't make it into the final court documents. And if you ever come near anyone I care about again, if you ever try to sabotage another relationship of mine, all of that goes public. To your friends, to your social media, to everyone. She stared at me, and for the first time in my life, I saw genuine, raw fear in her eyes. You wouldn't. Try me. The balcony door opened behind us. My mother stood there looking bewilderedly between the three of us. Girls, what's going on out here? People are asking where you are. I looked at Olivia. This was her last chance to come clean, to tell the truth for once in her life. She said nothing. Mum, I said, I need to talk to you and Dad right now. All of us together. We sat in a small room off the main hall. Me, Simon, Olivia and my parents. I laid out everything. The years of betrayal, the pattern, the setup with Simon. I showed them the texts, the screenshots, the documentation. My mother cried uncontrollably. My father sat in heavy silence, his face growing redder and redder. Olivia attempted to defend herself, claimed I was making it all up, that I was jealous, that this was all some elaborate revenge fantasy. Then Simon spoke up. Mr. and Mrs. Chen, I know this is difficult, but I need you to understand something. Your daughter Olivia has a pattern of destructive behaviour that extends beyond just her sister. During my representation of Tom Morrison in their divorce, I documented affairs with 5 separate men during their marriage. She attempted to financially ruin a good man out of spite, and when that didn't work, she filed false complaints against me professionally. He pulled out his folder, the one from his office. He had brought copies. This is who your daughter is, and Chloe didn't deserve to spend her entire life being victimised by someone who's supposed to love her. My father looked at Olivia. Is this true? Any of it? Olivia opened her mouth, then closed it, then opened it again. Some of it maybe, but they're twisting everything. Stop. My father's voice was sharp, final. Just stop. No more lies. The silence that followed was deafening. Finally, my mother spoke. I think you should leave, Olivia. Mom. I said leave. We'll talk about this later, after we've processed everything. But right now, you need to go. Olivia looked at me. The tears were genuine now. Not manipulative, not calculated. Just raw hurt and anger. I hope you're happy, she said. You just destroyed our family. No, I said. You did that all by yourself. I just stopped covering for you. She left. We heard her heels clicking across the floor of the event space, then the sound of the main door closing. My mother reached across the table and took my hand. Chloe, I'm so sorry. All those years, all those boys, we should have protected you. We should have seen what was happening. I tried to tell you. I know, and we didn't listen. We made excuses for her because it was easier than admitting what she was doing. She looked at Simon. Thank you for helping her. I know this must seem like a nightmare of a family to get involved with. Simon smiled slightly. Actually, I've seen worse, and Chloe's worth it. The party continued, but we didn't rejoin it. We stayed in that small room talking, my parents asking questions, me finally telling them everything I'd held back for years. When we finally left around midnight, my father hugged me at the door. I'm proud of you, he said, for standing up for yourself. I just wish it hadn't taken this long. In the car, Simon and I sat in silence for a few minutes. You okay? He finally asked. I don't know. I thought I'd feel better, more vindicated. But mostly I just feel tired. That's normal. You've been carrying this for a long time. What happens now? He reached over and took my hand. Now? Now we figure out what's real. Because Chloe, somewhere in the middle of this revenge plot, I started falling for you. The real you, not the performance. And I'd like to see where that goes if you're interested. I looked at our joined hands. I'm interested, but maybe we could start with that real first date you mentioned. Something normal where we're not plotting against anyone. I'd like that. He started the car. How about next Friday? I'll pick you up at 7. We'll go somewhere nice, and the only agenda will be getting to know each other better. Perfect. That wraps up today's incredible Reddit story. Thanks for hanging out with me while we witnessed Chloe's ultimate act of self-defense and revenge. Kivemi here, signing off. Let me know in the comments what you thought of Simon's professional revenge. Was it ethical or just satisfying? And stick around for more stories with the usual Minecraft vibes in the background. I'll see you in the next one.